Hello, everybody. Hope you can hear me. Okay, so I am switching on your audio. So if you can say hello, some of you.
Morning, sir.
Okay, I'm not able to hear you, but I hope you can hear me, right?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Nashrin.
Praveen. Good morning. It's Aarti.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Banali, good to see you here. Pratik, hi.
Hello.
Khalid, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Pratik.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so uh, Ratinda, hi. You can hear me clearly. Fantastic. We have one more minute to go. So sharp at 9, we're going to begin. About half a minute we have. Hope all of you are doing fine. You're safe. And okay, so some of you have switched on your videos. One second. You know what? I will request you to come on video when the need be, because it will take a load on everybody's computer. So if you
Actually,
want to keep the video off for the time, I think all of you will be able to get good signal of mine. Yeah. Sure. Okay, I can see many people. There are 74 participants already, and it's 9 o'clock. A very, very good morning to all those who are from this part of the world, and
Good morning, sir.
good evening, good afternoon to the people who have joined from the other side of the globe. This is Praveen Mishra. I am Dean of Vijay Bhumi School of Design. Right now, I am at the Vijay Bhumi University campus. I'm going to show my campus for a period of time to you. I'm right now sitting right outside my guest house, and it's a beautiful morning today. I have a mountain range right in front of me on my back. So there's Shahadi mountain range. On my left is Bhima Shankar range, and I'm going to show all to you over a period of time. Now, what is this ABCD? ABCD is, as the name suggests, it's anybody can draw, right? So uh, all of us are artists. Basically, we are born artists. It comes from the idea that all of us have our instinct, uh, our our ability to be able to express ourselves visually. Now, what happens during childhood? There's something very, very strange that happens during childhood. Now, if you see a child, when a child is born and when a child is about 6 months to 1 year old, the child starts speaking something. That's one of the most beautiful moments for parents. And most of you who have been parents, uh, and also if not parents, at least seen a child. The first time the child speaks something that can be identifiable as mama or baba, then suddenly there's a huge amount of excitement. What people do is okay, one second. There are queries. Meenakshi is saying she can't hear me. Okay. Can other people hear me? Just put it on the inbox if you can hear me. Yes, Tanvi says yes. Amrish Patel says yes. Okay, good. So continue. Maybe you have to unmute your computer. I'm not a technical person. If you can. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Nice. So, what I was saying is, when the very first time when a child speaks something that is identifiable as a word, there's a huge amount of excitement amongst the parents. And the parents, what they usually do is they try and encourage. They call other people, oh, listen. And the child obviously feels encouraged and tries to speak more. The child grows up a bit, becomes almost 1 year old, starts that horizontal child becomes vertical child. Yeah, it keeps moving around then. And suddenly the child finds a pencil or a pen or something lying somewhere, picks it up, goes to the nearest wall, and tries to draw something. What is the reaction of the parents? What is the reaction of the parents?
Oh, God.
They scream out loud, no, you can't do that. Yeah. Okay, so there's a request. If you have put on your mic, you have to just mute your mic for a while till the time I actually stop talking. So then what would happen is you'll be able to hear me properly. Okay, Shorasi says she can't hear me. She still can't hear me. Is that because you can hear other noises or you can't hear anything? If you can't hear anything, then you have to unmute on your computer. If you're hearing noise, then other people has to switch off their audio. Yeah. So what happens is it starts right from there. The very moment a child wants to express herself or himself visually, what happens is there's a panic amongst the parents and whoever is looking and says, no, you can't do that, right? My wall will get spoiled. So what happens is that gets stigmatized, that stays within us. You grow up a bit. What happens is you go to school, you find a school teacher, a drawing class, and the drawing teacher actually tells you, you draw anything that you like. And all of you have 94 participants here. I can tell you have tried drawing, and almost everybody have drawn something called scenery. And I'll tell you how that scenery looks like. Even you have never seen a mountain, you actually draw two mountains. You never seen a sun with those lines outside, but you actually draw a sun rising or setting right from there with lots of lines. Yeah. And then you actually have those little birds. You have a triangle and then you make hut out of it, right? Yeah, mountain, sun, water, trees, and a boat. Wow. That's exactly what almost everybody draws. Many of them have not even seen a hut. Many of them at that moment had not seen a mountain or a river or a boat like that. Yeah. But you draw. Where does it come from? Just think about it for a moment and you'll get the answer from where does it come from. You know what happens is somebody else manages to show you the world from their eyes. It's an invisible thing around, from drawing teacher to your parents to anybody around your surrounding. Basically whatever influences you actually makes you see the world from their point of view, and that's where the problem begins, right? So what happens is you stop seeing from your own eyes and you see drawing as something that you do it from your own hand and from your pencils. No, it's not. You draw from your eyes. Now, how do you do this? Okay, how do you define drawing? What is drawing? Can somebody just type it out? Can I have 2-3 answers here? We have 94 participants already. Yeah, what is drawing for you? Drawing is about your imagination, yes. It's replica of an image or ideas on a medium. Okay, expression, imagination, making meaning out what we see, observation. Drawing is imagination, what you see, thinking. Yeah, Aarti, quite correct actually. Nice. Okay, so I have about 30-40 answers now. Amrish says drawing is about colors. Yes, of course it is. Now can we see drawing in a slightly different way? Most of the answers which has come is about drawing on. Drawing on or drawing by. Like if you use your hand or pencil, like you say, drawing is about pencil, drawing is about color. Drawing is about, yeah, this one answer says reproduction of what you see. The manual expression of your imagination and observation. Very nice. Imitation of mind. Nice. All these, by the way, none of the definition that you have shared here is wrong. They're all actually correct. But let's try and see drawing in a different way. Let's look at drawing not as drawing on, right? Drawing on in the sense like as a form of expression. No. Let's look at it as a form of absorbing, like you draw water from well, right? You draw from. Draw is about taking. not expressing, right? Expressing is when you process it, your imagination or reality, replicate, whatever you have said. I think a lot of it is about this. We have to see, drawing is about your eyes, how you look at it, right? Drawing is, okay, now, okay. Drawing is about shape, drawing is about copying things, okay? Drawing as an articulate of thoughts in Rani. Absolutely. So all these things are there. So now we see very simply, now let's simplify drawing a bit for ourselves, yeah? Drawing is about creativity, of course. Drawing is about imagination, of course, right? Now we take off these things. We do not imagine anything in the first few sessions, yeah? We are learning drawing, will not imagine anything, absolutely nothing, yeah? That makes it easy. We're not thinking anything creative. It's not your thoughts also. There's no imagination at all that you're going to, there's nothing about creativity. That's the second part I'm talking about. Absolutely no creativity. The first, it's a tool it's a language you are learning. It's a visual language, right? And when you learn a visual language, you have to minimize, because you see a child who is very young, about 2 to 3 years old, you put that child anywhere in the world, the child actually learns a new language in absolutely no time. Why? Because there's no inhibitions, there's no materialistic restrictions, or there's a lot of too much filters that we use when we grow up. So it becomes difficult for us to learn new things. A child doesn't use those filters. Now we'll try to minimize those filters. Many of you who are children, you'll actually learn very, very fast, right? Many of you who are grown up, or maybe of my age, or even elder than me, you will have to unlearn a lot. You have to unlearn a lot. Now what would happen is, we put too much of pressure on ourselves in terms of how the final product is. Most of us end up drawing for somebody else. Like at the end, there'll be some drawing and I have to show somebody, and I'll seek validation. And that's where also the problem is. You're burdening yourselves too much. You learn to enjoy, learn to just, I am here to basically to make you fall in love with drawing. And if you have like fallen in love in the past, it will be easy for you to fall in love again. That's my job for you. Okay. Drawing can also be about developing a muscle memory. Fantastic. Wow. I'm going to preserve this. In fact, there are a lot of comments, a lot of definition of drawing that has come over a period of time, and I'm going to preserve this because these are going to all very important. But let me repeat a few things. The drawing that we are going to actually begin, we're not going to imagine anything to begin with. We are only going to draw what we see. We are going to be very, very honest to our eyes. We are only going to draw what we see. Okay. Once we learn the tool, then you can express anything that you can imagine. That happens much later. But right now, absolutely no imagination. Yeah. Okay. So let me quote a few artists to begin with. Yeah. Okay, so one of the most common things, I'll keep on quoting artists in between because that's important. This is the introductory session. I'm going to take a poll on few things. First, about your location, because I have to adjust to your timings in terms of where the most, what is the most convenient time suitable for you to practice it. In India, we have a lockdown situation right now, which is going to last another 9 days. Most likely to get extended, but we don't know. This workshop is going to continue till the lockdown. If need be, there will be 2 sessions a day. If need be, I'll interact with you in smaller groups also. But idea is that there has to be a very strong takeaway. I'll plan it accordingly. Probably towards the last few days, we'll get to know whether it's going to get extended or not. In people in many parts of the world, the lockdowns are of different kinds and are in different phases. And if there are too many people from the other side of the globe, I will probably have another section for that. Okay, so we have 100 participants. We have just completed 100, and that I think is a very good number to begin with. I'm kicked. This is the first time actually interacting with 100 people at the same time. And okay, so this polls you are going to get. I'm going to open that poll for 1 minute, and I'm going to say you are going to quote a time based on Indian Standard Time. So supposing you were quoting American time or European time, then you have to basically convert it into either GMT or IST, yeah, and then tell it to me so that I can figure out what is convenient to most participants. Yeah. Usual sessions, you are going to have about half an hour to 40 minutes interaction on a daily basis. On daily basis means per session. That's the kind of thing. I'm going to mostly talk. I'm going to look at your work, because once I enable your video, what happens is I'm going to see your drawings. We cannot see hundreds of drawings, but at least a dozen drawing a day we see, and I'm going to give you feedback on that. Okay, let's coming back to, okay, you're all writing your times, good. Okay, there are network issues. Okay, I'll request our tech team to look at all the problems that you have individually. You just type it out, what problems you're facing. We'll sort this out. This is just an introductory session today, and there's nothing that anybody loses if you're not participating today. Yeah? Okay, so timings, because many people are working professionals who are working from home, and in India, most of the offices you start working from around 9:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. and therefore I had proposed this 9 a.m. but I'm extremely flexible based on your this thing, your convenience. I'm going to adjust that. Okay, talking about drawing, coming back to drawing. Now what happens? First time we draw in the school, we draw something called scenery. And what we do, we draw in terms of outlines, and that continues. A drawing teacher comes and draws something on the left side of the page, and all you have to do is replicate it, copy it. What you're doing is constantly looking from somebody else's eyes. We all are different human beings. Our eyes work very differently from each other, right? No matter, even if it doesn't look good, looking good has become a problem for us actually. We try to make our drawing look good. Why it should look good? It should just be something that everybody sees differently, right? You try and do whatever, your skills will get better and better as you practice, right? Anyways, seeing things in terms of outlines is where the majority, probably if I have to identify the biggest problem in learning drawing, is seeing things or practicing things or expressing things in terms of outlines, right? How do we see things? Lights are basically, whatever you see is basically sunlight or light, some kind of light falling in some object, and that comes to our eyes. Now the things doesn't exist in terms of outlines, but when we convert it into a two-dimensional space, such as a piece of paper out here, so what our tendency is to put in terms of outlines. This is not geometry. What you draw from outside, you see so many, you see textures, you see light, you see shadow. There's a feeling to every material. All those things would happen if you actually see those things. You'll be able to express that on the drawing. Okay, so time, lots of suggestions about time has come. Good. Now the other question that I'm going to ask you is, you have to tell me your location. Yeah, just say where exactly are you. If you're in India, just say India. You do not have to specify city. But you are anywhere in the abroad, you can say your country. Yes, Australia, India, Australia, USA, India, okay, Hungary. Very nice. That's so lovely. People from Texas, people from India. Great. You continue typing that. I am going to look at each and every message, and based on location of your convenience, I'm going to also work out the timings and other things. And most probably I'm going to have two sessions, like one for this part of the globe, another for the other side of the globe. and then you can choose accordingly. So, okay. Okay. Now there's a difference between looking and seeing. Now, most probably when we look at things, it is only to identify how things are. Seeing is very different. Seeing is much deeper than just looking at something, right? It's a so that's one difference that you have to train your eyes in seeing things. When you see things, you will be able to have the ability. You have to nurture your ability to be able to record that, so that whenever you need it, you can take it out. Yeah. Now let me talk about the human capacity. Well, you meet people on a daily basis. You probably traveled somewhere and met somebody who was sitting next to you, or you met at a ticket counter or a bank counter. You had an interaction with somebody. You meet that person a year later, right? You must have met thousands of people in between. Now, what happens when you meet that person again? You suddenly start feeling, you might not be able to recall where exactly I met this person, but somewhere you are thinking, oh, I must have seen this person somewhere. Now, how does that thought comes from? You're trying to recall, like probably the person is in a different location wearing something else, and then you are not probably able to position that person. But then what is happening? You are actually the visual, you saw when you interacted with the person, you saw that person. You didn't just look at that person. You saw that person, and that person stayed in your mind somewhere, right? So, and how is one person different from thousands others? There's hardly any difference. All of us have those two eyes, nose, lips, usual frame, 2 ears on both the sides, and in similar order. A little like change from here and there, a little bigger eyes, a little smaller nose, a little thicker lips. The difference between one person and other person is very, very little. But our capacity, our visual capacity to be able to record is so much that we are able to think that I have seen this person. Now, what happens when we are trying to express that person? There's an inability to kind of express, putting it out. The inability, that's a very little training. By the way, the ability to be able to train your hands and your pencils is very little part of drawing. Drawing is all about you train your eyes, not your hands much. Hands, practice hoga ho jayega. Eyes, thoda stress, a little bit of stress that you have to put in your eyes to be able to learn that. Okay. Super. Now, let me show you something to begin with today. I'm not going to teach you drawing. From tomorrow, what I want you is, first I'll have a specific time. I'll go through all this. Our entire team from Vijay Bhumi University is going through all your all the text that is happening on the chat box. And I'm going to give you specific time. You're going to automated emails you're going to receive on your email. And in India, you're going to get SMS also. Abroad, you might not get your message, but please keep checking your emails. You'll get every information on email. So there'll be a specific time. What I want you to have ready is, if you have a sketchbook, fantastic. If not, just some papers, pencil. Now, pencil, this is a usual pencil. It's a 10B pencil. Now, softer the pencil, better it is. This graphite pencil, yeah, very simple. Whatever any pencil that you have. Now, most in the lockdown situation, you might not have any stationery shops open. Whatever pencils available in your house, take it out. Softer the pencil. Softer means like 2B, 4B, 6B, 8B, 10B. They're all soft pencils. Softer the pencil, easier it is for you. And about the paper, take the thinnest paper, right? You don't need a good cartridge paper or a nice cardboard, good, multi-textured paper. You don't need all those right now. You're learning drawing. So there'll be a huge amount of, even if you have notebooks which has lines on it, it's okay. There's no problem with that. As of now, we'll manage to do that. Learning drawing is about enjoying drawing, right? Okay. So now Okay, Meenakshi says she missed what I said. Absolutely no worry. This will be recorded and you'll be able to access this recording at a later stage. There's nothing much that you missed. We're going to talk a lot. I'm going to repeat a lot of things a lot because there's a huge amount of learning that is going to happen. Okay, so let me share a few things. Let me get my drawing board close to you. If I can get this, 1 second. Okay, so I hope this setting is better. I see this a bit. Yeah, great. Okay, so now let me. This is just to show you what I was talking about. I was talking about we don't. We usually see things in terms of outlines. Now we will try and see things differently. Usually, what we try and draw is things like this. Right? You have a head. You have. Supposing this is a face, right?
I can't see.
So this is the usual way of seeing things. Like you usually draw with things that you see in terms of outline, right?
Yeah.
Now, can you see? Do you have to make it bigger? It's a little unclear. Okay. Okay. Sure. I will make it larger. I will make it larger. Okay. So usual way of doing things is if you have to draw a face, people will draw like eyes. You'll have nose here. Okay. You have ears here. I hope you're able to see this now. Okay, I'll try to have charcoal tomorrow. Yeah, I'll make it bigger. So this is the usual way. I'm just trying to say in terms of outline. Now, is the drawing clear? Blurred, darker pens. Okay. Sure. Let's see how it goes. Now, what I want is to see things like this. Now, when you have somebody in front of you, there are portions which is darker.
Yeah, बंद करो. A light बंद
Okay,
करो.
you don't see things in terms of outlines, yeah? You see in terms of forms. Now there are eyes, you'll see. Now eyes need not look, that's what I'm saying. There should not be any imagination. All you have to do is just try and move your pencil based on what you see. So there's no filtering at all. There's no imagination. There's absolutely no creativity here. Okay, creativity will come at a later stage. So as of now, there's no creativity at all. Okay. So you are basically seeing that person. There's a thing beyond your eyes. Okay. So you keep moving your pencil without lifting it and see what it does. So I'm not actually looking things in terms of outlines. Yeah. I'm looking at things in terms of light and shadow, about the texture of things. Hair has a different texture. Okay. And the more I move my pencil, more I'll keep getting this proper, right? So this is. So what you have to do is you have to constantly move your pencil, and there's no one way, there's no outline. You're constantly moving it in terms of. Okay, now the technique that I'm going to say, and I'm going to repeat that for many times. Technique. What is the technique? Come back. Talk to you. So the technique is You have to imagine that
ના પણ હું
you
zoom
have
કરું છું buddhism નું તો એમાં પણ
an
આવી રીતે જ આવે તો
endless
મેં
piece of
think જ
wire.
કરેલું છે અત્યારે.
If you have
હવે
endless
હવે
piece of
ચાલો
wire,
ભાઈ બોલું છું સંભળાઈ જ રહ્યું છે.
what happens is you can sculpt it. So you are imagining what is happening is you imagine that wire is coming out of your pencil, right? Whenever you are moving, the wire is coming out. It constantly. Okay, I'm sorry. So there are too many queries saying if I can ask people to disable their mics. Yes, please, guys. I cannot disable from my side, but if you can just mute your mics as of now, because my sound will get reverbed and then it will add to the noise. Okay, please turn off your audio a bit. No, not many people are able to okay. So Pushpa, I'm sorry, but this technical things will get sorted out. If you can't see, figure out this. There was something on the screen, and I'll try to get a tech partner also with me who will be able to help you online. Yeah, anybody who is online from our Vijayabhumi tech team, can you please assist the people who have technical problems? It will be really nice. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so I'll repeat. You imagine that you have an endless piece of wire coming out from your pencil or pen, whatever you have. Then you're constantly taking that we are sculpting something. You're not seeing in terms of outlines. It's a very, very different thing altogether, right? You have to see, to be able to learn drawing, you have to see, realize, and you have to see drawing very, very differently. Yeah. So that's about it. So I think what's the time now? It's 9:30. We'll continue for another 5 minutes. If there's any specific query you have, if you can quickly put it. You put two things: your preferred timings in terms of either GMT or IST, or you have. Okay, guys, listen. Pradeep from our tech team. He's head of our tech team. He's there online. His number is Indian number 888-422-6728. He's just put his number on chat. Please reach out to him, and Pradeep and his team will help you out. Yeah. Thank you, Pradeep. Great. Now, what we are going to do is we have checked your preferred timings. The sessions are usually going to be about 30 to 40 minutes, maximum 45 minutes. Then I'm going to have review sessions so that I can have some time later part of the day, some other time, or probably next day, that can go slightly longer with smaller groups, so that we can interact a little more. And also I wanted to type out your location. So these two things that you have done already, right? Nice. Okay, my instruction is primarily going to be in English. That's so that it's when most people are comfortable with English. If there are any, I speak few languages, but yes, a bit of Hindi if need be I can use, because most people are from India, and I assume many people can speak and understand Hindi, right? Okay, good. So now we have 112 participants right now. Good to see you all, and I'm so happy. By the way, so now we have over 400 registrations, and that's a huge number that we have. This particular time, this was on a very short notice today morning. Yesterday we declared, and today we are online. So still we have 112 participants. I'm going to reach out to all of them and have most of them by tomorrow. We expect a minimum of 250 to 300 participants tomorrow, right? Great. Now, next session, please also try to tilt the board properly. Of course I'll do. Listen, I am going to take this off. I have a laptop where I can take the things off, and I can take this like this. Hope that is fine. And you're going to see the drawing boards. I'm going to, so I can move and talk. There's no problem with this thing. This is a laptop this works like an iPad, so there's no problem with that. Technically, I'm also going to take you to different locations. You'll have better views. I'm going to see if I can find some charcoal, so that will make my drawings much more visible to you. Yeah. Okay, so what we are going to learn, let's talk it out. We're going to first learn drawing. That's a major part of it. Once we learn drawing, there are different expressions. That is, we can learn a bit of pen and ink. We can learn a bit of caricature. We can do a little bit of still life, and also we can. So we can talk about different mediums. Like many of you do it in. Like have tried oil or pastels or acrylic, watercolor. So some of the mediums are my favorite mediums. I'm going to share some demonstrations, whatever material that I have. Unfortunately, I'm not locked down in a place where I don't have things. I have an easel. That's why I'm here. I have technical support. And I'm in a very, very beautiful campus. The Vijay Bhuvi campus is just outstanding. Different times of the day, I'm going to showcase different parts of the campus. So every day you're going to see. This is a residential part. If I can show you, sorry, these are the rooms, student housing. I'm going to take you to the academic block. I'm going to take you to the library. This could be probably the most beautiful campus in India, and we have 360-degree mountains all over. In the middle of monsoon, we actually have about 250 waterfalls that you can see sitting in any classroom, and I'm not kidding. So we have tried to count, and each and every fall can be qualified as waterfall. They're not just small little streams. More than 250, can you imagine that? Anyways, so I'm going to take you to different parts of the campus. So first thing we're going to learn is drawing. Drawing still life to drawing human beings, drawing expressions, to be able to draw caricatures. Yeah. So whatever the time that we have, sometimes even twice a day, and if that is good for you, just you also write you are fine with twice a day kind of thing, because the second part of the day I'm going to have a smaller group to have more closer interaction, where I can see somebody's drawing. Now let me open it. Now some of you who wants to show anything that you have drawn at any point of time, if you want to showcase, you can actually come online on video right now. I'm trying to see if all the participants can see you, right? Okay, I'll also draw on stylus that you will be able to see live. Yeah, all those things we have tasted. Impartus is a nice platform, and it allows us to do a lot of things, right? It's a virtual classroom, and in future we are going to have learnings. Okay, now Srijit is here. Now let's share Srijit's screen. Can you see Srijit's screen? Okay. Now I can see Srijit's drawing. That's fantastic. Yes, that's something that you did right. Did you do it right now, Srijit?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, Himshika. Can other people see their drawings? Now that's important. Can you see my screen? Even can they see my screen? Image of my video and yes. Yola? Share my screen. Just a minute. I am going to share. Okay, I've just shared my screen. Okay. Any of them. Okay, Fatima. We can see you. Nakshi, we can see you. We can see you. Sheetal. We can see you. Just a minute. My screen. Now let me conceive with you. Okay, now full screen. Yeah, that's Meenakshi's drawing. Meenakshi, can you continue showing that? Yes. Can everybody see her drawing full screen? Wow, that's nice drawing. Okay, we have Meenakshi on full screen. Okay, so everybody can see Meenakshi's drawing, right? Fantastic. Okay, good. This was a little testing. We're going to do this. Okay, now not cheating. Okay, one second. Just trying to identify. That's nice. Okay. No. Okay. That works. That's nice. Now, anybody have any query about everybody can for you to know what exactly I'm talking about. Okay, Rishika, I can see your drawing. It's nice. We are going to see drawing very differently now. So much. Okay, people, can you mute your audios now? Can't hear me because other people are talking. Make request. Sorry, I can't hear any noise because everybody's mute here. But yeah, request all of you to just put yourself because imagine if 2 or 3 you are unmuted, then there'll be a problem. Okay, Jones, that's really nice. Michelle, I can see your drawing. Sarah, nice. Okay. Those who want to write each and closing around now. Done. Sure. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me now. Great. Thank you all of you for your time. This is a precious time of yours that I'm taking. We are in a lockdown situation. We really don't know what's going to unfold next. But let's learn something new. And I can assure you, if you can spend some time, I might not be in terms of articulation, I'm not the best. But yes, this is something that I have been doing for many years in many institutes, and I have seen what drawing does to you. Once you fall in love with it, it's a new thing that you never ever get bored in your life, right? This is something most people are doing, and this is not going to be the last lockdown ever, by the way. We're entering into a world which is extremely uncertain. We're going to have lockdowns of different kinds, right? Not just about a virus, but we have to deal with it. And learning a skill, how to draw, how to paint, how to play some musical instrument, all those things are going to be an asset for you, right? So that you are busy and you are doing something extremely productive. Yep. Thank you so much. It's 9:44 and I have to say goodbye to all of you. Please stay in touch. Today, whoever has missed, there's not much you have missed. You We are starting sessions tomorrow. Today was introductory session. Please share the link with anybody whom you think should participate, and we are going to adjust to your times and have this have these sessions either in the mornings or in the evenings. Yeah, take care, and so nice to see 108 participants in the morning. Yeah, take care, goodbye, have a very nice day.